and I run into Ryan Shazier, you know, and this guy,
Yeah.
I mean, his book's titled Walking Miracle, and here my son is coming back from an injury, and he's having a little bit of trouble mentally, because I know rehab is like the loneliest place there is.
Yes.
There isn't anybody there. It's just you doing the work, and you're inside your head.
Yes.
I get it. I've been there, you know?
Yeah.
And it kind of just made me reflect, and I kind of told him, and you know, it kind of brought him out of it a little bit. So,
is it a Tommy John? You said it's baseball.
no, he
right?
has. So he's a baseball player. Yeah, he's a pitcher.
Tommy John's the elbow.
Right. He had a slight tear of the labrum, but it was
that shoulder is one of the worst things.
Right. Because so a labrum surgery, they say, is like 60 to 65% recovery rate. Tommy John's, you're like in 80 to 85 to 90. So it's labrum's a hard.
Introduced to another episode of Adversity Kings. Special guest today, Ramon. Help me with the last name.
Aguirre.
Aguirre. Okay, so is that Italian?
It's actually Mexican.
Mexican?
I'm 100% Mexican.
100% Mexican. I thought you were Italian.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Both great work ethics. I grew up with an Italian dude, and then I got a lot of Mexican friends too.
Right.
So great, sick work ethic. I should say just immigrants in general, I feel like have this sick work ethic because there's no choice. There's no choice.
The immigrants that come here, they want to be here, and they come here for the better life. So they're not.
Yeah.
They fought their asses to get here, so they're not going to lay down once they get here.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You know, my dad came here at 16. It's funny. I was just telling my daughter this story yesterday. He came here at 16, just started washing dishes.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he's been chef at, I mean, he's 70 and over 72, 73 he's going to be next week. I mean, you're talking, you know, 50-something years, almost 50 years of restaurant experience, and every restaurant he's ever been in has been.
And was it his mom you were closest with, or your mom's mom?
My mother's mother.
And
yes.
is that abuela?
Yeah, mi abuelita.
Abuelita?
Mi abuelita, for sure.
Okay.
Mi abuelita Vasquez. She, So she was really athletic.
Yeah.
She loved tennis. She would always tell me tennis stories. But at that time, she lived by Illinois Masonic Hospital, which is like Sheffield and Wellington area. So we used to walk to Lincoln Park. I mean, you're talking late 70s, early 80s. Walk to Lincoln Park, and they had a track where we would run. And we would go running during these, just like you, teaching moments during these. You know, she taught me a lot about how to be a gentleman. You know, I got a lot of things from her, like a real sign of a man is the smile on the woman next to him.
Yeah.
You know, things like that, you know, supporting your family. And she would always, even at a young age, be like, your dad's not around, but it's because he's working.
Yes.
You know, it's not because he doesn't
love you.
It's because he's working. And it's working, you know, he's working 2 jobs. He's working so you guys can go to school.
Yeah.
So she instilled that, where I was appreciative of that work ethic.
Yeah.
And, you know, I took it further. You know, I mean, I was a 3-sport athlete in high school. I ended up walking on playing Division I football at Iowa State. You know, just like
Ohio State.
Iowa State.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, damn.
Yeah, it wasn't that close of a connection, but Iowa State. And, you know, I mean, it was the Big 8 back then, and it's just, you know, you get told along the way how many times you can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, even as a basketball player in high school, you know, I'm a 5'9", 5'10" Mexican kid, weighed 130 pounds.
Yeah.
I got told a million times I couldn't do it, and here I am leading, you know, a team to, you know, with a bunch of great athletes around me. Don't get me wrong, but we had some of the best teams they ever had at that school when they're telling us we can't do anything. So that's kind of always been in my mentality. And, you know, and transitioning into adult life, that was like kind of the hardest thing for me, was so many people told me to try to dial it down.
Yeah. Those are the broke-minded people. I shouldn't say broke necessarily maybe always monetarily, but usually from my experience, those are the people that they're just holding back in life.
Yeah, I call them like glass half empty.
Yes.
You know,
we talked about it at the gym. You're
Yeah.
like, bro, I'm all in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I can't
see
be
you all the time.
I can't. Yeah,
There's no other way to do it. That's what you said.
Right. I can't. I don't know how to turn it off.
Yeah.
I'm either on or off. That's the only way I know how to do it.
Yeah.
And all those years I tried to dial it down, I was miserable.
Yeah.
I was eating fast food.
It's a sickness.
You know,
almost.
I was eating fast food. I'm drinking. I'm having bad living habits, you know, making bad decisions.
Yes.
And it's just like a foul way to live for me. I didn't,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, and God, you know, God bless me. God bless my ex-wife. She put up with a lot of shit. We probably should have got divorced a lot sooner than we did. And she stuck it out, and she's been a great mother, and she's actually been a great friend post-divorce.
So that's cool that you guys are able to have that cordial relationship.
We have finally gotten to that level.
Yeah.
It was very, you know, it could have been hostile. I mean, just like you go
Yeah.
through any kind of breakup.
Yep.
You got kids involved. You got, you know, she's dating somebody else. I'm dating somebody else. They're
Yeah.
still school friends, you know.
Yep.
So it's a weird dynamic. We've navigated as best we could. We've put
Yeah.
the kids as best we could first,
yeah.
and she's been a great mother. She's I think she's seen some things. The further we get away from the divorce, I've definitely seen some things.
Yeah.
She gets freaked out when I call her up, and I'm like, I just kind of want to thank you.
Yeah.
Probably didn't say it at the moment, but
Yeah.
it's you standing by me at this point in my life.
Yeah.
For instance, when I went, like I told you, when I
Yeah.
went away, she stood by me. When
Yeah.
a lot of women would have left.
Yeah.
And
amen.
that was very big for me at that time, because I could have fell apart.
Yeah.
And kind of coming out of that is when I realized, you got even though the cheers aren't there anymore,
Yeah.
you got to be all in just for yourself.
Now, outside of your environment growing up that kind of gave you the mindset that you have now, like, has there been mentors or books or things you've kind of like dove
You want to know
into?
something? It's kind of just my environments. I've kind of changed my environment, and I'm going to credit a lot of it to our gym.
Yeah.
Because it's the same animals in there.
Yes.
I see you,
Yeah.
I see the other guys. It's the same animals in there every morning.
Yes.
And we kind of feed off each other. And
Yeah.
I'm going to look and see what you're doing. You got the vest on and you're doing work on the treadmill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go do some work on the treadmill. I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to get an extra class in.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some alpha, and it's a friendly environment. It's competitive.
Yeah.
And on top of it, like, there's an appreciation for each other's work ethic.
Yes.
I think this gym, more than anything, and I don't know if it's because of the location, because of where it's priced or whatever, but because I just feel more people are self-made.
Yes.
They're more in tune. They realize how blessed we are.
Yeah.
Because, just talking to I was talking to somebody after I ran into you guys this morning. I'm like, I'm going through some of my son, and I run into Ryan Shazier, and this guy, his book's titled
Yeah.
Walking Miracle, and here
Yeah.
my son is coming back from an injury, and he's having a little bit of trouble mentally, because I know rehab is like the loneliest place there is.
Yes.
There isn't anybody there. It's just you doing the work, and you're inside your head.
Yes.
I get it. I've been there,
Yeah.
and it kind of just made me reflect, and I kind of told him, and it kind of brought him out of it a little bit. So,
Is it a Tommy John? You said it's baseball.
no, he
right?
has. So he's a baseball player. Yeah, he's a pitcher.
Tommy John's the elbow.
Right. He had a slight tear of the labrum, but
Okay.
it was
That shoulder is one of the worst things. To
right.
injure.
Because so a labrum surgery, they say, is like 60 to 65% recovery rate. Tommy John's, you're like in 80 to 85 to 90. So
Yeah.
labrum's a hard one to come back from. So it's
Yeah.
he got to. The thing is he had to do the rehab. He had to do the rotational work.
Does he come and do the classes with you?
He does. He's a big kid.
Yeah,
he's a big.
dude.
So he went from he's a defensive lineman pitcher. So you
I was
can
gonna
imagine.
say, I got the vibe. I was like, this
Yeah.
dude would be hard to take
Yeah,
down.
he
Like
was.
football.
So
I'm like,
again, I played in college. He
Yeah.
was my guy, and that was the thing. See, some people don't realize that. I coached him his whole life. I
Yeah.
know him inside and out. I know what gets him going. I know
Yeah.
I know what he's thinking before he even realizes
Yeah.
what he's thinking. And people don't. And we eventually get to that point, and I'm trying to give him the playbook. And
Yeah.
my daughter too. I'm trying to give him the playbook.
Yeah.
He's playing junior college ball right now. He's got 2 years left.
Yeah.
Let's put it all in. If it doesn't work out, then we move on somewhere
Yeah.
else. He's already taking classes for get his real estate broker license.
Yeah.
He wants to be a fireman. He's going to
Yeah.
have the associate's degree. These
Yeah.
are all things that
different avenues.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
then like we were talking about earlier, residual income.
Yes.
How much
Put him on game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wish my parents just worked their ass off, and I'd learned that.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to take it. I love Jay-Z. I'm a
Yeah.
huge Jay-Z fan. I'm
Yeah.
and he's in when I'm wearing my Beats, most of the time I listen to
Jay-Z.
him. That Legacy.
Yeah.
I can listen to that all day long. Yeah. My Seed.
Yes.
We just want our seeds to keep getting and building on what we've done already.
Yes. I think about that probably. And maybe it's the environment that we come up in, because like more than anything, more than the money, more than winning and it probably corresponds with the winning is like the legacy of like, I think of another one of my favorite
Is it the
movies.
winning or is it the losing?
I think I hate losing more than I like winning. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
I would hate losing. Like winning for me is like ice cream. It's sweet for a moment. Losing is bitter for a while.
Well,
Like,
that's what push. That's why
Yeah.
we train, because we
Exactly.
lose, because we've lost.
Exactly. Exactly.
And,
And I put myself in a position to like lose almost every day. Like jiu-jitsu's so new to me, where it's like, even though I got a decent frame, I'm getting choked out by people smaller than me. You know what I mean? Where it just doesn't make sense. I'm tapping out. I'm like, dude, this stuff, and it puts me in this tense position of like, yo, I got to get better. You know what I mean? I got to get up and get to it because someone out there is coming for my job, or somebody out there can still choke me out or something.
You know what? On my way over here, I was thinking that. I go, and that was one of the things that kind of like made me gravitate towards you. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm seeing this kid work, man. This kid's coming for my money.
Yeah,
this little kid, this young kid.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what I mean? I don't see cats. This kid, young 20s. You know, he's got the vest on. He's working hard. You know, he's jabbing, he's bobbing, he's moving. Shit, man, he's coming for my money. I gotta put in more work.
That's my mindset. I immediately analyze the room. I feel like every guy unadmittedly just analyzes the room. Is like, all right, how would I fight all these people, and like, who's coming for my money? You know
well, that's what I'm saying too. And you know, that was one of the things about. You know, I don't. You know, like you do jiu-jitsu. I'm an amateur boxer.
I was gonna say you got a box. You guys got Canelo. You guys,
yeah.
Mexican culture so rich with boxing.
I actually fought in the Golden Gloves this past March. And it was the experience of a lifetime.
Let's go.
I got to fight a U.S. Marshal who was a complete gentleman.
Yeah.
But being a man of color, my 19-year-old self was super excited to get to hit a cop.
Yeah.
And like it was, it was kind of a moment.
Yeah.
But he was a total gentleman. He was the better man that night. My hat's off to him.
Yeah.
It was an experience. And but just to know that I can step in the ring and if somebody and I got hit and hit back.
Yeah. Just holding your own gives you confidence.
Exactly. It's people talk about it all the time. It's that put a quarter in me.
Yes.
That wound me up.
There's no better feeling, I feel like, with like the mats and like just like in the fighting. It's like when you have that mutual agreement, whatever the end result is, but getting punched in the face and not staying down.
Right.
That's a victory in a sense. Or it's like, and it's not even like the loser's victory of like, oh, I didn't win. It's more so like not many people can get punched in the face and get back up.
I mean, you're either going to ball up or you're going to keep moving forward. I mean,
yes.
what is it? It's kind of just
what
we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
You know, and that's and the best thing is everyone's a complete gentleman usually.
Yeah.
You know, and the women too. They're all the nicest people. And here they're ready to take your head off as soon as they step in.
Yeah.
You know, they would have been great football players.
Yes.
You know, they just know how to turn.
Yeah.
Flip the switch.
So now, what do you do currently? You have a restaurant down in the city. Right?
Yes, my family's owned a restaurant from. It's called Bella Notte Restaurant. We're on Grand and Noble, 1374.
Now, is that Italian or?
It is Italian.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Don't tell anybody. You know, it's kind of been our. We go with it. Not that we go with it. You know, I mean, my dad.
I went to La Storia last night in the city by Big's Mansion.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, and it was like Russians that ran the Italian place.
Yeah, it's it
was cool. I was like,
it's a good vibe. So I told you my dad. My dad, when he first moved to the States, he moved to New York City. Was a dishwasher. His brother lived in Chicago. His brother was working for a place called Gennadi's at the time, and there was a Gennadi's restaurant group at the time, but they had a place called Billy's and North Star Inn on Rush Street, and these were like, I guess, the places of the 70s.
Yeah.
So my dad became like a line cook and then eventually became a chef at these places. They opened up a place called Gennadi's in Forest Park or Franklin Park. It's on Roosevelt Road over there. And ended up being the place for him. Old Italian lady taught him all the recipes.
Yeah.
And he was probably in his mid-20s at that time. And ever since then, he's just been a chef in an Italian restaurant. So we kind of always went with it. And we're not talking like Olive Gardens. We're talking, Gennadi's was considered the spot of the 70s.
Like a mobster hangout?
There was a scene in there.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you something. I'll get to it. So then we went to Marco Island for a couple of years. My dad was a chef at the Marco Island Yacht Club. I love
Marco Island. Florida, Marco
yes.
Island.
So you're talking 1979, 1982. Marco Island was wide open. Anybody could have been a chef. So for a Mexican guy from Oaxaca, Mexico, Villa Veracruz, to get a job as an executive chef for a corporate place, yacht club is like, that's a big find. So we moved down there for a couple of years, and we were, as kids, there wasn't a better place. All we did was fish, play baseball, football, run around. It was great. Then he got called back, and when he moved back, he worked for a brief time. That's why we settled out in the Lisle area, for where Casa Margarita was a Gino's West, which was the Gino's East satellite place. They tried to make a place out here in West Burbs. It didn't go well. And then he got a call from Rosebud Restaurants. In 1983, Rosebud Restaurants was about to go out of business.
Okay.
So now they're a huge corporation. They are, they're probably $25 million a year. But at the time, they were doing 40 covers a night, which isn't a lot. I mean, that's like on a Friday night, that's not good. So he worked there for their restaurants from 83 to 95. He was the executive chef of Rosebud on Taylor. Central Restaurant, 710 North Wells was their second restaurant they opened. That's where I learned the business. There will never be another place like this ever. And I'm talking about there was 10 people deep at the bar. Oprah was sitting at one table. Joe Theismann was at the other. Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant are waiting outside in a limo for a table. You know, it is wall to wall. Everyone.
That was Rosebud's?
That was the Rosebud's second restaurant. It was called Central, 710 North Wells. And next to us was a little nail salon. And on the corner was Cairo, which later turned into 720 and these huge nightclubs. But as Cairo, I'm walking in this place as a 16-year-old kid. You know, and it's just like the scene is just insane, you know, for a kid who grew up in, you know, for the most part in Lisle, Illinois, to come downtown to Wells Street and work. And, you know, I've got a suit on.
Yeah.
I got the Bruno Magli's on, you know, the double-breasted suit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 16 years old. I'm driving a black Jeep. I'm thinking I'm cool. And here I am going to tell Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant their table's ready.
Yeah.
You know, it was an insane scene. And back then, you got to remember, there was no credit cards. So if a place does $40,000-$50,000 in sales a night, that's a lot. That's a lot of green.
Yeah,
that's a lot of green for a 16-year-old kid. You're just like, that's it.
Blown away.
That's it.
Yeah.
I want to be the guy who owns these places.
Yeah.
I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy who walks in and everyone says hello. So obviously so from there, my dad worked for them. So after Central, they opened up Rosebud on Rush, Carmine's. And then from there, in 1995, my dad opened up Bella Notte, and we've been there for 27 years. We just turned August 20th.
Wow. Wow, that's nuts.
You know, I mean, people told us we were only going to make it 6 months.
I can't even imagine.
You know,
80% of people.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And in that part where we're at right now, you're talking 1995, that part of town now it's full. Marcus there, Google's there. Before, West Town wasn't called West Town. It was called Grand and Ogden.
Yeah.
There was no fancy name for it. So now, I mean, that was a tough part of town, and we stuck it out. Those were during the Jordan years. So that was a good time to own places in Chicago because everyone was going out.
Yeah. So, and then how often do you go in now?
I'm there pretty, 5 to 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there quite a bit. My brother and my father are with me too. It's worked for us. Who knows if we're going to be open another week? Who knows if it's going to be another 10 years?
Yeah.
It's been a crazy ride.
One day at a time.
Yeah, it's been, getting through COVID. My dad's been sick off and on, with pneumonia, and then he caught COVID. And it's been, my brother's had a transition from being a day-to-day operator to working to the kitchen. So we've all kind of had to pick up the slack where we had to.
Yeah.
And it's just...
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I guess we could say now, during COVID, everyone wanted us to, everyone wanted to close down. We put curtains up. We put room dividers up, blacked out the windows, and you had my number. You were getting in.
Yeah.
We were serving you. My guys were working. We had families to feed.
Yeah.
We weren't going to wait around to see what happens with the federal government.
That's so gangster.
Yeah. I don't know if it was. I just knew my son at the time was in. My daughter was in private school. My son's going 2 years away from college.
Yeah.
I don't have time to wait.
Yeah.
I don't have time to wait see what's going on, and we're working and we're doing whatever we can. And part of my mentality at that time too is, I've done everything possible for the good Lord to take me.
Yeah.
I've tempted him so many times.
Yeah.
And I'm still here. And if I'm providing for my family and that's the way he decides to take me, there's a lot worse ways to go out.
Amen. Yeah, amen. That's fire. So, and then I guess for more so transitioning into kind of like present day, obviously with working 5-6 days a week and then being at the gym, is there anything else that you do, hobbies or things like that?
I box, I train.
Yeah.
My kids are, my 19-year-old. I got a 19-year-old boy. He's a redshirt freshman at COD, baseball player. Good kid, good strong kid. Society has these boys nowadays on the softer side.
So soft.
He wants to sometimes trend that way, and that's where our friction is. But in the end of the day, he's he's tough
through and through. Yeah,
he's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, if it came down to it, he's a Muay Thai kid.
Yeah,
I mean, they got to take when he's in season. We got to like tone it down because you're a pitcher. You can't be throwing right hands.
Yeah,
You could throw all the elbows you want. You can throw all the knees. Don't be punching with your right hand.
Yeah,
But that's the only. So maybe he's gotten that from me. Maybe he's at that age where he's younger. So this is like I guess where part of my motivations at is to help him navigate some of that anger that he has in him. To embrace it and use it for something, to let it as motivation to channel it something different.
Yeah.
Whether it be spiritual motivation, whatever it may be, but not to keep it inside.
Yeah.
So
use it.
And like I said, I was telling you earlier. So this morning he's having a hard time. I'm like, want to know something? I'm going to box this morning. Let's go. So we were before I saw you. We went box at 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's fire.
So. And we try, and then my 16-year-old daughter, she's the love of my life. I do, like I said, my grandmother was right. It's my job to love her, and that's all I do.
Yep.
She's the only woman that can tell me what to do. As much as I'll tell her she's not the boss of me, she can very well be the boss of me. And yeah, and I'm just trying to embrace these last couple of years I have with her because. She's a woman already.
Yeah.
She's very beautiful, very smart, sweet. The innocence is what scares me because that's going to be broken soon.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, been my job as her dad to shield her and keep that innocence intact. But I know that's coming. Yep. And that's what and it might have come already a little bit. Yeah. She had a hard time with COVID. I mean, a social young girl, 14, 15 years old, not being able to see her friends, not being able to go to school. So she may have had a little bit of that. And if she did, she was a warrior.
Yeah.
Because she's gotten through it. She had trouble at private school her first year. She transferred to public school. She went to summer school. She kept her mouth shut. She just put in the work. And I was never proud of her. I was never more proud of her.
Yeah.
To just see her grind like that and just keep her mouth shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wanted, some day. I know some days. Fuck, who wants to get up in their summer
as
a 16-year-old girl and go to summer school?
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's not in summer school because she failed. She's in summer school because she was having a hard time mentally and just couldn't go to class.
Yeah.
And just couldn't keep up. It wasn't because, she had so much shit thrown at her. It just caught up to her.
Yeah.
And the way she got through it and the way she is now, and that's just it. That's what I do. I mean, I'm trying to make their life better or easier. Does that mean opening up more restaurants? Maybe it does.
Yeah.
Does that mean another path? I don't know. I've got my eyes open. I'm looking at other things. So I'm along for the journey. Like I said, I've grown up. I know, men of color. We're not supposed to live to be 30 years old.
Yeah, no.
30, 35. What, that was the hardest thing I had was when I got to be that age is what now?
Yeah.
There was no plan.
Yeah.
Even if we got to be that age, the men in our family were sick.
Yeah.
They would have, so they'd worked so hard all their life. They had terrible habits. So what now? And then that's when I had to dial back in to the kid who got me there. The kid who wouldn't take no for an answer, who had to work his ass off.
Yeah.
Who the only reason he went to a Division I school was because he was told he couldn't.
Yeah.
So it's just, and like we had that conversation. That's what drives me now, and making sure my kids, I'm giving them the best playbook I know that I put together, and hopefully they're able to execute it. I mean, that's the only way I can put it. It's up to them. I'm gonna love them either way. But that's what I like interacting with people. I really do. I just feel the more it comes maybe from our atmosphere at the gym. The more I open up and I'm interacting with people, not necessarily letting them in behind the curtain, but just opening up and being cognizant of what they're going through, and and talking to them and what their experiences are, and there's something to learn from everybody.
Yes.
There's definitely something to learn. You're gonna learn that, hey, maybe I don't want to be like that, or maybe that. You know what? I want to dial into that.
Yep.
I want to, I didn't know if I was going to see Ryan ever again. So once I walked away, I walked back and I'm like, man, I just want to say this is kind of, I don't really believe in some divine powers sometimes, but I have faith. I have faith in some things. And I know that wasn't, that wasn't by accident.
Yeah.
Running into you. And here's the thing. I'll even tell you, I was having oatmeal with a young lady, and have I not talked to her and had enjoyed her for a couple minutes before that, I don't run into you guys.
Yeah.
Usually I'm upstairs already.
Yeah.
I'm upstairs working.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of funny how that all plays out. Is that meant to be? And my other thing is, have those signs always been there and I've never seen them?
Yeah. Or
is it when you're more in tune, you're just more aware?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of it's been one of those days. I mean, I got woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning by my son telling me he's having, a tough time.
Yeah.
And, and here we are talking about life, having a good time, smiling, know, I'm getting emotional. It's a journey, and I'm blessed. And I mean, the good Lord obviously knows what he's doing with me.
Yeah. Amen. So what about 10 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Gosh. I saw myself as a grandfather, retired. Not retired, but pulling back from the day-to-day businesses of it. But to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to stop right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the peace I have right now. It's hilarious how when you keep your life simple, how little drama you have.
Yeah.
And that's the most peaceful thing.
Yeah. Me. So true.
I can go, like I said, I get up in the morning. I'm a man of routine. I get up in the morning. I'll either go to the boxing gym or I'll go to the gym. I see the same animals. We talk. We say what's up. We go about our day and we get our work in. I go get my work in at my job. And I go home and I sleep, and it's peaceful. I talk to my kids, Again, I'm blessed. Some of the biggest drama I have is, worrying about bills to pay. You know, that's half the world misses meals.
Yeah.
We're blessed. That's kind of the thing that I the American society doesn't really realize how blessed we are. And for a country to be so blessed, we should be so further along.
Yeah.
As a country. And I feel bad because so we raise our own kids, but are we raising our own communities?
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do a little bit extra. When you're a kid, just like jiu-jitsu. If you only work when you're at jiu-jitsu, when the classes are, or whenever you guys are putting in work, you're never going to get better.
Yeah,
you got to put in that extra work.
True.
I mean, yes, we're putting in that extra work on our families, but are we doing it in our communities? Are we doing it, in our parishes or wherever your home is, wherever your family is? So, I mean, these are all things I think about all the time. I mean, those are the things that keep me up at night. This is the world my kids are going to live in.
Yeah.
I mean, and nowadays, this is such a instant gratification society where they don't, if it's not on social media, they don't think there's any value in it.
Yep.
If it's not getting 1,000 likes, there's no value, and there's nothing further from the truth.
Yeah, that's so true.
A friend of mine, him and his wife went to a concert, the Swedish House Mafia at United Center, and the wife posted, "I had such a fun time. This is the only picture I got." Next time I saw her, I go, "Those are the best nights when you don't take any pictures and all you have is memories."
Yeah.
That means you had a phenomenal time.
Yep.
And why? Because it's not on social media. It was not validated as a good time.
Yeah.
That's the best time because it's between you and your man. And that's it. I mean, those are the things I like. I don't need 1,000 likes.
Yeah.
I need the people in my circle to know we're in this together, and that I genuinely care about you.
I think that's huge, especially in today's day and age, for pretty much anybody that gets kind of sucked up into social media. I always tell people it's like you either use social media or social media uses you. There's no other way around it.
It's a tool or not.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And that goes for...
It's a tool. It's going to destroy you or it's going to build you up.
Literally. And It really doesn't even need any more explanation. I think people got to be careful with looking for that justification of, like you're saying, like, I put up a picture because I need justification of the event or the person that I'm with.
I mean, this is something I've been doing because I have a 16-year-old daughter, and I know, I mean, she doesn't really post a lot. I know she'll get a lot of likes, but I couldn't imagine being a young lady in this society, and they're telling, you know, you're basing yourself off of Snapchat views, Instagram likes, Facebook. I don't know Facebook or whatever. I don't even know what it is now, but it's just, I mean, it's just, when did we get into that thinking?
Yeah.
When did we get away from what our family thought?
Yes.
The people that love us thought, you know, the people that raised us, the people that will be there for us.
Yep.
When, hey, it's 4 a.m. Can you come pick me up?
Yep. I
mean, is it really going to matter at that time if they liked your post or not?
Yeah.
I don't think so. They picked up the phone. That's a lot bigger than liking your post.
Yeah. Amen. So, I kind of like to transition as we start to wrap up here. What are we into, Aiden? 40 minutes? 45?
Yeah, 40 minutes.
40 minutes. So, I kind of like to go into, now this probably wouldn't make sense, but do you have a favorite restaurant outside of your own restaurant?
You know what? I have favorite types of restaurants.
Okay.
Non-corporate.
Yeah.
I like individually owned.
Yes, like that mom and pop.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even go mom and pop, but just an individual operator. You know, he may have a couple restaurants, but he does it his way. He's, you know, because in our business, I mean, credit card companies, insurance companies, taxes. You know, they're trying to get into your profit as much as possible.
Everybody's taking
for
a hit off the top.
somebody to survive. Even a guy like Richard Melman, who started with one restaurant, and now he's Let Us Entertain You. I mean, a guy like that, Granted, I'll try to stay away from Let Us Entertain You restaurants, but I'm a fan of somebody like that who started off with one place and he made a business for his family, and now his boys are running it. And his boys are successful. You know, I'm a fan of somebody like that. I like these restaurants. You know, I mean, I love myself a little Greek diner.
Yeah. This one's always packed right here. The one right beside my office here. What's this Greek place called? Let me look it up real quick. It's literally always packed, like over.
I love those places.
Greek Islands.
Oh,
always packed. It's literally right there.
I've
had it once, but I'm like, I don't know if I got what they got because it's always slammed there. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, they got great seafood. I love their Spartan chicken, their Greek chicken.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, for guys like us that like to eat clean, they got a lot of options.
Oh, see, I like baklava, though, too.
Yeah? Well, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they do real well. I like places like that. I'm trying to think where else. Man, I've been on that Beatrix kick.
There was a lady here. She just got Beatrix this morning.
Yeah, I mean, I can order 20 things, especially after we train.
Like
I don't eat in the morning, so like my big meal is right at noon, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I'll go in there and order like 10 things. Phenomenal. Chicago cut. I mean, if daughter's birthday, my son's birthday, that's where we're going. David Flom and Maddie Moore over there, they're phenomenal people. Maddie Moore cracks me up. Great kid. Total gentleman. Flom used to work with us in the Rosebud restaurants.
Yeah.
So those are great places. I mean, those are where I like to go. Maple and Ash is a great experience.
Great experience.
For me and the fellas, that's good. I'm not taking my 16-year-old daughter there.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would take my daughter there.
You know, and like she likes to call me, I am that dad.
Yeah.
I am that dad.
Yeah, I'm going to be that dad, I imagine.
Why would you not be?
Yeah.
Why would you? You got to watch Den of Thieves before you have a daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen that
I've
movie.
seen Den of Thieves.
With the scene when they're in the garage with...
Yes. Yes. Phenomenal scene.
Yes. That's
Yeah. I got a little sister, so
you got it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So right, and you know, we have that. You know, if part of being a man is you got to protect what's yours.
Yes.
You know, you got to take care of what's yours.
Yeah.
And that's like I told my son. That's part of, you know, it's your. I'm passing it on to you.
Yeah.
You know, you're a big boy. You got.
I messed up a little because my dad wasn't around, and I kind of like, my sister's 4 years younger than me, and I took the approach of how he raised me, kind of with my sister because my mom wasn't there.
Right.
So she's a lion. You know what I mean? So like, but now I just love her.
Right.
You know what I mean? So before
you guys been through everything together.
Yeah, we went through. We basically raised one another.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Who else did you have?
Exactly. So both tough as hell. But sometimes I look at her, I'm like, dude, I think she's colder than me. And it's a beautiful trait when it comes to business. But for most humans, like they're just kind of like caught off guard. Like, damn, you know what I mean? Like that's a shark.
Well, they don't expect.
Yeah, exactly.
And let alone a woman of color.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but now I'm like, we go. I'll once a month I make sure it's just me and her. We'll go see a movie and things like that. It's my dog.
But if you didn't have that relationship growing up,
exactly. Yeah,
you don't have it now.
Yeah.
You know,
I look back though, and like if something,
I'm sure there was a couple months there you guys wanted to slit each other's throats.
Probably some years, dude.
Yeah, right.
I look back and think there's probably one thing that like moved me, like emotionally, is looking back and thinking what my mom had to go through raising us, and then what my sister went through enduring that, and so it's like that's another reason that I have this burning desire is like when I get into that state of like thinking about what they went through. I couldn't live enough. There's not enough lives I could live to repay them. You could give me 1,000 lives, and I don't think I could repay my mom and sister for, what I put them through and what I feel like they deserve. So that's probably my biggest burning desire deep down. If I look at like, I really want to win. I really hate losing. I think that would be one of my biggest, up there even with the legacy of like I want my name.
It feels good to make the people who stood by you at your darkest proud.
Yes. Yeah.
That there's definitely that if that doesn't drive you, I don't think we're the same,
Yes.
I don't think we're in the same circle. I don't think we're the same mindset. That's what I've let a lot of people down.
Yep.
There's been points now, I try to share my experiences with as many people, but I don't have the answers to everything.
Yeah.
I try to share as much as I can, my experiences. I've made it's like the Any Given Sunday speech. I've made every mistake a grown man can make.
Yeah.
I've pissed off all the people that love me. I've pissed away a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Drank too much,
Yeah.
So, and they're still here. So it's just, you do want to crawl. If you don't want to, with your fingernails, grab at that wall to try and climb it.
Yeah.
Then there's something I just don't know how to not be that way now.
I think of that saying when you first sat down to kind of tie back into the end here. I don't know, you've probably heard it, but it's weak men make hard times, and hard times make hard men, and hard men make good times, and good times make weak men.
Right.
And I think of that cycle of just like people like you and I, your son, it's like we're forged by simulated hard times. We didn't have to necessarily go through too hard times if we compared to like a third world country,
right, exactly,
where like they don't have a choice of missing meals.
Right.
You know what I mean? We might have missed a couple meals to save a few bucks to reallocate here and there, but they don't got a choice. It's like go eat a mud burger. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
you got to go catch what you eat.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, but simulating those hard times create tough lions create lions, but lions create these beautiful oases, you know what I mean? And then you get these weak people that create horrible places that forge lions. It's needed. It's a circle of life. I think of Lion King. It's like, it's got to happen. You know what I mean? If we want more lions, we need more weakness in a sense, because they kind of coincide. Because the weakness creates this need for, now we need somebody to step up because we just destroyed everything.
Like you said earlier, winning is sweet. If you didn't know what bitter tasted like,
you
wouldn't love sweet so much.
Exactly.
So, and you're right, it is the cycle. It is, and again, like how I got away from it in those, my mid-20s to early 30s, I don't know. I mean, there was like 8 to 10 years there where I just let it go. I don't know if that was just me giving into, hey, this is my life now, but just finally one day I just woke up and I'm like, what the who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
So, and that's maybe just a circle of life within your own life.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a time when you got away from who you were. Maybe you thought you were somebody you're not.
Yeah.
And then you just had to dial back into who you really are and stay connected to the people who really do know you and really do care for you.
Yeah.
And want to take care of you. Want to see you thrive. You can't have too many people like that in your life.
Yes. Now, what about top 3 favorite movies, or top 2? Is one of them Ghost in the Darkness?
300 is definitely one of them.
Yes.
And I'm a huge fan of Gladiator.
Gladiator's a great one too. You like Troy?
I've never watched it. You know.
Oh my God, you gotta watch it, bro.
That's the one with Brad Pitt.
Yes. Yeah, that'll change your life.
So yeah, I gotta see that one. I haven't seen that one.
My God.
I've seen. 300. I don't really watch a lot of TV nowadays.
Yeah.
So
that's a good teaching movie though. Troy is that was like my dad's number one. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a saying in there like there are no pacts between lion and men. And it's fire, dude. And he just goes and
that.
Murders everybody.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I haven't watched the movies. I mean, I went and saw Top Gun, and that was about it. But
I love Top Gun. Yeah,
I
love Top Gun. That's my only thing outside of work. I like movies. That's the only thing.
I forgot how much I like going to the movies.
I love going to the movies.
Before COVID, I really didn't go a lot.
I've always
so
gone.
then when they take it away from you, you're like, hey, they open the movie theaters again. I'm like, all right, well, let me go see a movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love coming here.
Love it.
They got that new thing at AMC where like the monthly pass, where you could go up to like 3 movies. If I was a high school kid or a college kid,
over there. I got a bunch. I think I had 500,000 points at one point.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I take the whole. I buy out theaters. Like I'll buy out a whole room. Take the office.
That's awesome.
Be like, yo, whoever got the most sales today, we're going.
The best hookup I ever had was my buddy Ahmed Kareem. His family owned a movie theater.
Yeah.
In the North Burbs. I forget, Glenview area. He was a Pakistani kid. Great kid.
Yeah.
Great kid. But he was a GM there, and we used to go in at night.
Yeah.
And just blaze up and just the
that
Matrix. We saw the Matrix there.
Oh,
I remember watching
God.
the Matrix. We were all messed up on shrooms.
Yeah.
Shrooms, smoking up, watching the Matrix at 11 o'clock at night.
And
we're coming out, and who's driving by? 5-0.
Oh, no.
And, of course, my cousin.
That's the worst.
My cousin
who's like paranoid?
He's like 6'5", 240.
Okay.
Forgets his phone inside. Jeez. So he's got to walk from the car as the cops are driving by, and they're like, the movie theater closes at 11. It's 1 in the morning. What the fuck are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
So my buddy had to come out and kind of saw, but it was kind of funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh, but that was the best hookup I ever had.
Yeah.
Because we would just raid the candy drawer, and I mean, all the popcorn would still be there.
Yep.
I mean, what a better place to take a date.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my early 20s. I mean, girls like, you got a hookup for the Matrix? Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say something funny, and they said with women now, inflation has affected them. A movie back then would have been enough. Now you got to get like a Louis V bag or something to get to dates or something.
Hey,
it was funny. They said it way funnier.
There's a lot of them out there. There's a few good ones left.
I pretend to be broke.
That's the best way to be.
Yeah, I'm like, it's the best way to. I like to live below my means, anyways. Like I live here at my office. Like I got to pay for this. This shit's expensive out here. Lombard, Illinois, life.
There's this crash pad on the third floor of the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm crashing here. You know what I mean? I got to pay. My mindset is that I'm paying for it. I'm gonna live here.
A couple years like that.
Yeah,
you'll be surprised.
Exactly.
You know, you put in the work now. I mean, sometimes that's what the word was that. Sometimes success looks like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes success looks like sleeping in your office, and you know that's how success starts out. So,
amen.
I mean, like I said, man, that's what gravitated me towards you. I see you working hard. I'm like, man, I don't see a lot of kids like this. It's refreshing, and it gives me hope that there's still
some lions being made.
There's still some lions, and I mean, and I can't appreciate this opportunity. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this opportunity. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah, this is fun. This is one of my favorites.
Oh, stop it!
I swear, and I don't, because a lot of podcasters will say that. I don't say that. Like if it's not a favorite.
You're gonna get everyone else upset.
I told, and I'm sorry for all the rappers I've had on, but I told my assistant, I was like, stop booking rappers unless I listen to the music, because if I can't have a conversation in regard to the quality of their music, they're not allowed on my podcast. Everybody and their mother's a fucking rapper, and I'm like, I stereotyped out the rappers. I love you, rappers out there that are listening. Keep doing what you're doing, but make sure it's good, or you need to get into sales. Yeah, original.
Speak to me.
I can't do that techno weird rap now today. Like I'm old Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie.
That's all. I still listen to that.
You know
That's
what I
all
mean?
everyone's like,
old school cat.
My son will throw me some Polo G every now and then. He's all right.
Yeah, he all right. I needed to speak to my soul.
You know
who
I just got back into is Jada Kiss.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know who?
My daughter gets me hooked up on stuff. Like I walked into her room the other day and she was listening to Clips. And I'm like, where did you get this song from? And she's like, it was on our playlist and our iCloud. I'm like, don't listen to this music. So I go back into meth for sure.
This is what I just found. So the specific song, I've had songs from them, but I didn't know about the Rock Wilder, bro. This shit goes hard. I was like, I can work out to this.
Math and Red.
Yep, but right above that in my playlist, I got Creedence Clearwater Revival. So I'm a very diverse, like, I got old rock, old country. I like it all. You know what
Remember
I mean?
the Titans.
Remember the Titans. Yeah, exactly. It's one of my favorite movies. Before we, so as we wrap up here, so anything else you want to shout out? Bella Notte. This is Ramon.
Definitely my restaurant, Bella Notte Restaurant. We got a couple more in the works. You know, I'm just happy on the journey that I'm on. I met some phenomenal people over at Lifetime Fitness, you know.
Yep.
Tristan, we got all the animals in the morning. My guy Phil, you know, JC, he's there in the morning too. You know, all these guys get after it. My buddy Nick is there with me every day. We got the girls in our classes. Man, those girls are beasts.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're kind of cute. The ones with the
they're more than kind of cute.
The legging
They're more than kind of cute.
I'd be wondering. I'm like,
they're more than kind of cute.
I'm like, I'm gonna go over and talk to these girls.
Here's the thing: is they are lionesses.
Yeah.
You better watch out because they'll come take your lunch in a minute.
Yeah. I was like, these girls get after it.
They will humble your ass in a second.
Yeah.
Just like you picking up jiu-jitsu. When I first got into those classes, they were whooping my ass.
Oh my God. I look at them like,
I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna let these girls whoop my ass. I just had to keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
And they've driven me, and they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal athletes, and they're even sweeter souls.
Yeah.
So I definitely have a lot of love for everyone in those classes.
Yeah.
The guys push me. My buddy Nick pushes me. My guy Sam, they push me every day.
I got respect for y'all.
You know what I mean? We got even the kids like yourself. What's his name is? I can't think of his name right now. He's a beast. What's his name? He just been working out with me every day almost. He's a beast. Anyway, I got those guys. My son comes with me. The trainers are phenomenal. I mean, they know how to get to me because they always try to tell me I can't do things. So they know that motivates me. Trying to think about anybody else. Yeah, I mean, obviously, my kids, you know, they're everything to me. You know,
shout out to kids, man. Keep working on your shoulder, brother. It's going to be brighter days.
Yeah, oddly enough, his name's Ramon. So
Ramon Jr. It's Junior, second, third?
My father's name Ramon too. So I'm the Ramon that doesn't matter.
Okay.
The grandfather and the grandson. So he's Ramon Alexander. As tough as they come.
That's a cool ass name.
Yeah.
Was that Alexander the Great?
That was the thinking behind it. That was the thinking behind it. So Ramon Alexander.
Warrior.
Yeah, so what he did is family tree, his what do you call it? His
heritage.
Yeah. He's like, it says we were Aztec. I'm an Aztec warrior. Then it'll say like there's a possibility he's Jewish. He's like, yeah, we're probably Mossad. Like every race he is, he's like the elite of the elite.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
I love that. He's like, that's my thinking.
Yeah. So he cracks me up. He's got a great sense of humor, and I mean, he cracks me up. And my daughter, you know, she's just amazing. So.
Yes. Love it.
And you, my guy.
Man. Yes.
I mean, the way you work is an inspiration to us old guys. We know you young guys are coming for us, so we got to keep working.
Yeah, you guys inspire us. So
well, we're trying.
I'm excited. So, hey, look, guys, check this podcast out. It'll be out here soon. If you guys have recommendations, people you want to see in the podcast, please, if you're a returning listener, like and subscribe so we can get more ratings and get more exposure to the people on here. They deserve it, and you deserve to be heard too. So comment, whatever you guys want to do, and I want to start engaging with you guys more. So thank you again, Ramon. Have a blessed day.
I appreciate it.
Shout out Aiden recording. He's so loyal and does so well back there behind the scenes. Shout out Aiden Hilm.
Thank you, Aiden.
Check him out on IG, Aiden Hilm. So peace out, guys.
Peace.